Hello everybody and welcome to the first Muris gameplay video on the channel. This will be a little dive into what exactly is the game if you are yet to give it a try yourself. So without further ado, I think we'll jump into things with play. And so first thing you'll see is that we have a couple of different options. There's 3 different modes currently in the game. You've got the campaign, where you can play through a bunch of preset levels. Then we've got foreign maps, so you can sort of import other players' maps, which are full of all of their custom levels. And to make those custom levels, you have to go into the Cartography mode, where you can use the inbuilt level editor to make your own levels. You can also see on the side here we have a series of different skins that you can unlock throughout playing the campaign. So if we jump into the campaign, the whole concept of Muris is that it is a platformer without platforms. And we'll see as we hop in here and get started. We can see A, D, or arrows to move. So traditional so far. To beat a level, all you gotta do is pick up all the yellow orbs. And you see they refresh our jump. So upon touching the ground, you can see death, death. But, oh, if we pick up the orbs, we can keep going. And we got to pick them all up to continue throughout the level. And you can see depending on how fast we do the level, we get a star rating. And that is a big part of Muris, is the whole speedrunning aspect. Because it's integrated within the game itself. Obviously with the star system, and then some other systems which we might showcase later on in the video. You can see here. Now this is the second major part of Muris, is because there are no platforms, you navigate around using walls. And you can see here when we jump into a wall, we regain our jump. That's indicated by the going translucent when we jump. You can see that. We cannot, I'm pressing spacebar now, we cannot slide up the walls, so instead we have to jump using this arcing motion. And that's the real drive behind Muris, it's a platform without platforms. And so instead, we have walls. And here you can see, we just hit R to restart. Just more tutorial stuff. And as things progress, you can see more new mechanics being introduced. So we have a system sort of similar to the Ori and the Blind Forest saving system, where players can place flags down, and when they die, they return back to the position where they placed the flag down, and they can pick them up and reposition them if they so wish. And that basically just helps players cater the difficulty of levels to their own sort of needs, and depending on which aspects of a level players find difficult, they can place their checkpoint accordingly. And you can see here lower difficulty options are also available, and those lower difficulty options offer the ability to place multiple flags per level, and they also give like a hotkey which allows the player to sort of like temporarily slow down time for tricky platforming sections. So, if we exit out of the first map, we can see if we go on to the second map, Humble Hometown, we'll showcase a little feature here known as a series speedrun. You can see how we have a series time and a best time, and that's reflected down here too by the green and the yellow. The best time is basically the high score, the best time that was ever scored individually on any of these levels, whereas the series time is the best time that was scored during the best full map speedrun. And you'll see what that means a little bit more if we hit the play series button up here. You can see the time moves as normal, but when we continue on throughout the level, onto the next map, onto the next level, sorry, you can see that the time has not reset. And that if we now die, the time also does not reset. So this is the more, I guess, traditional speedrunning aspect of the game, where all your mistakes matter down to the very every single level right. And you can see upon completion of the full map, there's a little summary that comes up that shows where it could be improved, which levels you lost time on. So it's all about bringing that series time down to match your best times, because the best times basically reflects how fast you would have been able to do it if you didn't die, basically. And we really wanted to capture that speedrunning sort of hook within the game itself, not just as like an external thing with traditional external tools like speedrun.com, but really have it ingrained within the game itself to give players that drive. You can see the difficulty of the levels slowly ramping up as levels get more complex and the platforming gets more difficult. There's quite a high skill ceiling in Murus, which you'll know if you've played the game, and that's vastly due to the, I guess, diversity in the amount of different mechanics that it has, which we'll explore after we finish this final level on this map here. There's a huge plethora of different mechanics present within the game that build off this, you can't touch the ground, the floor is lava, platforming aspect of the game. So you see here, now that we finish, we get our full map time, and you can see which levels we did better on. You can see we did much better in the second half of the map with positive reductions, whereas the first half was a little bit sluggish. And you can see that's now reflected up in the updated series times. And so the campaign features 200 levels currently, all handcrafted by yours truly. But if we hop into... let's just change our skin too. If we hop into Cartography, ignore the Poggers level. This can be like the tour. We can give it like a little icon, maybe like 3 feathers or something. We can call this demo. And if we go in and edit this, you can see this is what the editor currently looks like. This is going to look very different in the final version, but it has a bunch of features in it currently, right? We can sort of select what we want down here. So if we select the dirt wall, I can just click and drag and place down the dirt wall. I can then sort of like click and move stuff around, and I can also readjust the size of a lot of these things. I can even Control D to duplicate things, and Control Z to undo, etc, etc, etc. There's also the ability, if we hold right click, you can see it opens up a little quick select thing. If we want to grab the delete tool, we can delete some stuff. We can collect this, which is the obviously the objective orbs to pick up. And you can see if we just hit play now, it'll automatically put us in a level with that we just made. And when we beat the level, it's now verified, and we're able to export it as part of the whole map. But we might as well show off a lot of the other different things here. Like we have a bouncy mushroom thing, we've got ice walls, we've got like an air balloon, cloud, just full foliage, all grass, like a wasteland wall. We've even got like slimes, which stick to you. And then we have other types of orbs, like a gravity swap orb, a growth orb, a shrink orb. And then we have other stuff like potions. A shroom potion, a star potion, a feather potion. And then there's even, and you can see as we add this new stuff, it's added to the quick select wheel. It gets a little cluttered when you have 20 different things in the scene, but it's more practical when you're making an actual level, right? And you can see if we open this up, there's even more demo sort of tiles, which are in development. You can see now if we hit play, it's now got all this crazy stuff going on. You can see if we pick up the feather potion, woo! We sort of get a bit lighter until the potion runs out. And we can change what times are for each of the stars, and we can sort of change the background. We might want to go to Emerald Storm, and you can see it change the music and the backdrop. Pretty funky stuff, if you ask me. There's also a very raw text system. So if we go g'day, we can sort of drop a g'day down and position it how we will, and that will show up once we get into the level. Yep, a bit of a g'day in the chat there. So that's the basic, I suppose, fundamentals of the level editor itself. It's still pretty primitive, and it's going to be overhauled a little bit, but that allows players to make levels, and then they can export them once they've made levels and had them verified that they're able to be beaten. They can then export it and then import it into the foreign map screen. So you can see here, if we open this up, there's an import map zip. So if you just click this button, it'll bring up a thing on your PC, and you can find a map that you want to import. Sorry. So if I do that now, I'll see if I have any. I'll see if I have any in here. I got one called Boomer, and then boom, there we go. It brings in Boomer, and I can drag this into my little map here and arrange it how I will when I'm in edit mode. And if I'm happy with it, I can just hit save. And you can always just hit the snap to grid if you have multiple of them and you want it to be more uniform and not as expressive. And I can simply just click on it, and boom, there we go. Opens it up, and I can play the levels in there. And that's basically the raw fundamentals of what Muris is. It's the platform without platforms, but it's got a really big community focus, especially with the custom content and that integrated speedrunning aspect to it. We're only in beta at the moment, but you can play it free now on itch. The link is in the description. And if you want to keep up to date, other links will also be there for the socials and information on how to keep yourself posted on the future of development. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and we hope you have a fun time playing Muris out there. We'll see you later.